Stop worrying about Spotify so much. There's a lot of talk about Spotify these days. They don't pay a fair royalty. They're demonetizing songs underneath a certain level of streams and all that. And I just think Spotify is one of the last things you should be worrying about for several reasons. As someone who is making a livable wage off of my royalties through DistroKid, if you look at my financial breakdown on DistroKid, it's laughable the percentage of that money that's coming from Spotify. And I'm talking about, millions of streams, many millions of streams that I'm split in on. The Spotify numbers are a joke. My money, my royalty streaming money is coming from YouTube views, and more importantly, YouTube ads being put onto videos with music that I've produced, and Apple Music, which pays a way better royalty than Spotify. Now, I don't know how to build your Apple Music following versus Spotify. That seems to be kind of genre dependent. Like, it does seem like Apple Music is a bigger place for R&B. Spotify is bigger for pop and hip hop and stuff. So I don't know how to control that, but it would be, I think, worth your time to forget about Spotify and focus on building your YouTube audience so that you can get to the point where YouTube will put ads on videos of your music. It doesn't even have to be a music video. It can just be the audio only upload of that stuff. I've been seeing with artists that are generating me royalties, great success with just audio only uploads on YouTube. Just the audio of the song with a picture of the cover art. That's working. That's one of my biggest revenue sources. So also, I've been blowing some artists' minds by recommending for the people that use DistroKid to go to their bank tab, go down to see breakdown by song, and then you can see the aggregate streams and payout of each song that you've released across all the platforms, not just Spotify. A lot of artists are judging their success and failure on the numbers that Spotify is showing. If it's only got a few thousand streams, or the dreaded less than 1,000 streams where it doesn't even show you a number of streams. But I've had these people look at their DistroKid and see what kind of numbers they're getting across all platforms, and they're way less disappointed when they see that than when they see Spotify. And Spotify is just a weird place to judge it on because they pay the absolute worst. There's the least upside for getting more streams on Spotify versus other places. So I just wanted to put that out there. A lot of people are way too up in their heads about Spotify. Spotify is not the place. There is great discoverability on Spotify if you do get playlisted, but there's great discoverability on YouTube as well, and Apple Music apparently. So try and find ways, and as I find ways, I'll share them with you. Let's try and find ways to optimize for places outside of Spotify. And also, I guess the last thing I'll recommend is taking on a viewpoint, way beyond just Spotify about what makes a song successful. Like for me, if I create a song and it gets TV placement royalties, that song was a success. Or, the aforementioned YouTube royalties and Apple Music royalties. Or put it on Bandcamp and maybe you get 50 people to pay a full price for something that you released, and that just totally dwarfs the numbers of many streams on Spotify. So people heard the stuff and you got paid well for it. It's there's options out there for this. So rethink your approach to Spotify.